How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to the channel. This was a little different. You know what? I'm going to start the exact same way that I feel like I've been starting a lot of my vlogs, is by saying I didn't have any plans to film, but with everything that's going on right now, I figured, you know what? I may as well sort of kick into gear one of those things that has always appealed to me about van life, and that is having an escape plan or a bug out vehicle, if you may. So unless you're living under a rock, you know that Russia invaded Ukraine a couple days ago. That's not a great situation. And I know there's, two sides to every story and yada, yada, yada. Sorry, pennies tripping over the garbage and the empty bottles, which will be something we'll get to later. And I watch some videos online regarding it. I try to stay up to date on it. Apparently I'm just scaring the absolute shit out of myself because there's a whole bunch of talk, World War III, the bombs are going to drop. And I know there'll be plenty of people out there that'll say that's nonsense, and may even have left my video already thinking this guy's a nut. Okay, that's fine. When I think about it, what bothers me is that I don't know that if things got really bad or were about to get really bad and people like our government officials knew something, I don't think they would tell us, because I just watched a video that very clearly stated that the government of Ukraine told all of the civilians that they were fine. Nothing was going to happen. Russia wasn't going to invade. And even if they did, it would be minor. And then the bombs started flying. So if that's going to happen over in Ukraine and they're going to lie to the people there, why should I think it would be any different here? Whatever, worlds removed. But to go back to the point that I mentioned, is that's one thing I've always liked about van life, is the fact that you can make it a bug out vehicle. So you're always ready to go. And that's just kind of something that I pretty much do already, but it's interesting now that I'm thinking about this stuff and I'm like, well, maybe I can make a video out of it and it could be fun and I can hang out with you guys. People seem to like when I'm real and talk about what's actually going on with me and how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. So here we are, a very impromptu vlog about preparing a bug out vehicle, or just getting my bug out vehicle up to snuff just in case I gotta, So I usually do keep Lucky fairly stacked, and she is already. I've got a whole bunch of canned goods. I've got a whole bunch of dry goods. I've got freeze-dried goods, I think, or whatever, dehydrated goods and all of that. But there are a few things that I would like to get to just sort of, raise that full gauge up just a little bit. And the first thing that I want to start with is the cats. When it comes to their food, I have both dry and wet food for them, and I buy the dry food in the little bags and I put it in my Tupperware container under my sink here. The wet food I usually buy 4 or 5 days worth, and that's about all I'll keep on hand, because I'm usually always in a Walmart parking lot. I can just run inside as soon as we run out, right? Well, if Walmart ceases to exist, or if I have to get away from where there are Walmarts, it wouldn't be good if we run out of food for them. So they are my number one focus right now. So it's a good thing, because look where we are. Ah, what a glorious sight. But I mean, I'm here all the time, so it was kind of expected. There's the house. We're gonna make our first rush into the Walmart and get the cat food, and that's all we're gonna get here. Because I don't need to create a panic in myself or other people, because that's crazy. You can prep, be prepared, and feel confident in what you have without acting insane. So make sure you get your plaid-covered bag, because this is the only one that will hold your cat food, and head on into the store. Don't forget your mask. It seems real important right about now. Because they're getting old. All right, that's quite the haul. That's about, well, it's a month worth of wet food and then 2 bags of hard food. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. That'll be part of this whole experience. I figure a month's supply of cat food should be pretty good. That'll give me enough time to learn how to fish and catch them some food. Next stop, Superstore, because we need to refill our water supply. All right, perfect. Now we're at make sure you have your keys before you shut your house so you don't get locked out. Superstore. I know it says Tim Hortons, but it is Superstore. I promise. Why is there no signage on this side of the building? I've been here many times before. And look how convenient. A shopping cart for me, because we're probably gonna get like 5 or 6 bottles of water, just like last time. I'm not the only one. They were probably prepping too. All right, got our water, deal with that in a minute. But just because World War III is imminent doesn't mean we have to be rude and leave the cart where we found it. Are you pooping? Now's not the time to poop. We're in like DEFCON -2 here. Okay, so we got them cat food, we got us water. While we're here, it's right across the street. Hopefully it's still open. We may as well fill up our gas tank. Very important not to give anybody your phone number when you're prepping to bug out. All right, let's make sure we fill it up. So we'll choose 150. Okay, dollars. Okay, dollars. Okay, dollars. I was always nervous here. Hopefully the banks didn't go down. Here we go. Look, just a regular sort of girl. And while that is happening, we may as well fill up our diesel supply. The tank inside Lucky, I did just top up, so we're good there, which means that that tank is a little bit empty, and that's not a good thing when you're looking at this sort of situation. All right, our diesel is full. Let's check on our gas. All right, perfect. So apparently Lucky wasn't very empty, but better safe than sorry. Let's see if we can top it up just a little bit, see if we can get it close to $150. Nope, 28, that'll be good. And of course, now is also a good time to get rid of any garbage that might be cluttering up in there. Very important, don't forget your receipt, because you're gonna need that for tax purposes if, you know, the bombs don't go off. Okay, and now we are all hunkered down and Lucky. We've got all our blinders up, and he's, hey, are you prepping? Oh no, Dad, I'll just let you prep. Which I did. I got your back. We got all our stuff here, which is all our stuff is water and cat food at this point. Now we got to now we got to find a place to put it all. I mean, I know where I'll put the water. It'll go in the water jug. But the cat food, that's a little abundance. And apparently the kitchen cabinet flipped open and hit my poo bucket. This house is a mess. Might as well get a Steve Wallace step 2 going as well. Hunkered down and step 2. Hi, Steve. Anyway, first things first, put your poo bucket on your bed and disturb your cat. Sorry, Stella. Move your stove over here and retrieve your water jug. So, I mean, I'm having fun and I'm making jokes, of course, because that's just sort of the state of my world right now. That's how it feels to me with everything that's going on. You know, you constantly hear all this horrible stuff and you want to be prepared and you want to be smart, but you also want to live your life without, you know, becoming obsessed with it. So that's kind of what I'm just trying to do, is just have fun, joke, have some laughs, build a plane. But with that being said, even with the jokes and everything, and, you know, maybe taking it too lightly, you can't please everybody. There's still something to be said for prepping and having a supply ready, right? Because you never know. If it's not this, it could be something else. You always hope that it's nothing, but I don't think there's any harm in just being a little extra prepared. And like I said at the top, that was a huge appeal for me when it came to van life. Now realizing all of these water jugs probably will not fit in here. It's not as empty as I thought it was. I mean, it's pretty empty, but I feel like we're gonna have water jugs flying around Stella, sorry. Well, that was a waste. I just take a minute here, take a pause, brief interlude. If you're doing this, make sure you don't mix up these bottles with your pee bottle. Pay attention to what you're doing. Just a pro tip. Okay, so 3 and basically 4. So we got 2 extras, which is good because I need one for drinking, and we'll have one sort of overstock, which is, I guess, kind of the point. Oh, that's real heavy now. Spill this everywhere. So you can get your straw in there. Straw, nozzle, stocked. Start behaving a little bit better with my water and use it sparingly. That will last me quite a while. 20 liters, 5 gallons. Boom. And now to start putting away some of this cat food, which I'm not realizing, like my whole prep thing is water and cat food. But like I said, I usually just kind of, as a normal practice, keep my home stocked. It's a different lifestyle because you definitely can't keep as much on hand, and especially in terms of like perishables, because like my refrigerator's a cooler and it's a small cooler, so I don't have all of that stuff, or like frozen goods and stuff, which would be good to have, I suppose. But that's not something I can do. And like just with the change from not living in a sticks and bricks or like a larger place, right? I usually find myself grocery shopping more frequently throughout any given week than I ever used to. Get your handy dandy knife out, open up the cat food. And now in terms of all the hard food, I actually think this will give me a good excuse to sort of go back up into these cupboards, up here, and sort of purge some more clothing that I don't think I will need, or at least find other spots for them, because I think one of those cupboards would be the best place to keep the abundance of cat food I now have, right? I got 2 of these. Like I said, it's about a month's supply. 5 or 6 cans, like a week's worth, will go in this top cupboard. Drawer, if you will. Not if you will. It is a drawer. So you should probably call it a drawer. Penny, you trying to push through? There's literally no room right now, so sorry, darling. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I know there's a lot of stuff in the way. Can you make it? Here, move this. Move this. Oh, come on, it's treacherous, but you might have to practice for like landmines and stuff. Come on, Penny. Yeah, I'll clean it up. So let's get all this stuff out of the way. But yeah, it'll be good, I think, to keep these sort of in an up-high cupboard in case the weather gets cold again. I don't want it to freeze. All right, so there's the canned goods that we will put in the drawer. See everybody out there? Say, hi guys, we're prepping. We're getting ready to bug out. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. Figure I just finish that one off. That works great. All right, so let's see if we got some room in here to put some cans of hard food for them. Okay, what's in here that's taking up more space than normal? Cashews and almonds. That's not the best. They'll probably come flying off when we're in motion. I also thought maybe now, since we're talking about bugging out and prep and all that stuff, might be a nice time to sort of talk about the personal items that I always like to have on me. And I mean just even for every day, right? You've probably noticed in my videos that I usually have stuff on my hip. We'll start with number 1. I like knives, and I've got quite a few of them around Lucky. Like right in sight, I can see 3. There's one right here. 1 knife. There's one over here attached to the white basket. My outbound knife. I've had this one for a while. These are just cheap knives. One was from Canadian Tire. One was from Bianca Moore's. On my door in its sheath. Let's see if I can get it off. I've got my Benchmade knife that my brother gave me. This thing is awesome. It comes with a fire rod. You can use it to create sparks, to start a fire. Right. This is a really nice, high quality knife. That's always on the side door of Lucky. And in my pocket, when I haven't lost it, is my Spyderco knife. Another very high quality knife that comes in handy. This is my everyday carry knife. I use this for everything, especially at work. It's come in real handy for cutting stuff like loom and whatnot. It's great Great little utility knife to have, and I use it, I don't even know, I think I'm on the spot, I can't even think, but this is a great knife. I love the quality of it, and the size of it is great, and it fits right in my pocket. I also carry on my hip at all times a flashlight. This is the Olight M2R Pro Warrior light. Well, it's not very professional now. This was given to me by my father before I moved into the van. He thought it would be something that would be great to have for my van life, and he wasn't wrong. And it's also just come in handy, like super handy at work already and whatnot. Yeah, it's always good to have a light on you, right? And this thing's got a whole bunch of settings. It's really nice. You can hold the side button to turn on what is known as moonlight mode, which is barely anything. That's super handy by holding the same button, right? Brighter, 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 brighter. And it also has, you know, mess you up mode. And it also has like super bright, I can't remember the lumens on this guy. It's bright AF. You hold down that back button. This thing's better than most weapons to just blind people that might be coming at you. Plus, if they do get too close, got a nice little serrated, I guess, crown or top, you know. Oh, mama. You always hope it never has to come to that. That's just silly. But having a light, I think, is super useful. That's probably something that I use more than my Spyderco knife. And then on my right hip, attached to my belt, I've got my Leatherman multi-tool. This is the Wave Plus model. Super handy, especially for just tinkering around in the van. I've also used it at work multiple times. It's your stereotypical multi-tool. This one unfortunately did break and I lost one of the tools, and now sometimes I have issues closing it. It also has a screwdriver feature in one side, right? You can actually change the bit depending on what screwdriver head you might need. This one's a flathead and a Phillips. You can just flip it around. But I also have on me, in a little black pouch, a whole bunch of other bits for screwdrivers and whatnot. Again, super handy in a pinch. It's not something I wouldn't recommend this over like a regular screwdriver, but I don't want to carry that many regular screwdrivers on me. Also in that little black pouch at all times, I carry a spare key for lucky, because I have locked myself out of this van, well, once too many. One time too many. Enough was enough, so that doesn't leave my hip. I've been carrying those with me since right before I moved into the van. Well, actually, before I even had the van, I started carrying them on me and just getting used to them, because it does take a little getting used to have that much stuff sort of on your belt when you're not used to it. Those are items that I wholeheartedly recommend everybody have for this lifestyle, and, well, maybe not any lifestyle, because I mean, if you're just like working in an office, you might not need a salt flashlight. Moving on. Are you ready? Are you prepped? Do we need to go get you more litter? More cat toys? More cat treats? I need you to off and leave me alone. This is ridiculous. Well, fine then. Every time I'm getting these like final shots ready, what did we learn today? Final thoughts with Matt at Vanlife Plus. It's an uneasy time. It's an uneasy world that we live in. There's so much information flying around, and I just feel like I like to approach these situations better safe rather than sorry, you know, like that. And that's not to say that if things got so bad, well, it might not matter how much cat food or water I have. It's still fun to try to live in the moment, live your life, as opposed to just constantly living in fear and worrying about what might or might not come. That's no way to live as far as I'm concerned. I had fun tonight. It definitely helped take my mind off things, and I don't know how this is going to look when I edit it together. I'm sure it's going to look absolutely ridiculous, but hey, I'm okay with that. I hope you guys are all doing okay out there. I hope you're happy. I hope you're finding reasons to smile every day. I hope you were able to join me for my live the other night where we did something called a love rush, which I later found out was probably called a love avalanche. How embarrassing, but whatever. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm looking forward to doing a whole bunch more stuff. I'm going to go live tomorrow, although that will have already happened by the time this video goes live, I'm sure. Welcome to the Vanlife Plus timeline. Nothing makes sense. Don't think about it too much, okay? And I know there's some people out there that just, you know, don't agree with the whole prepping thing. That's fine. You don't have to. Hopefully it was entertaining to see me run around like a little bit of a lunatic. But, you know, just everybody keep your head on a swivel. Just be aware of stuff. Stay positive. Stay focused. Enjoy your life, because you just, I don't know. I never know. I don't know. It's freaking apparent in this moment, isn't it? Look at all the knives. That's all I got for this. Like I said, it was what was going on in my head, what I wanted to get off my chest, what I wanted to do to sort of bring my spirits up and just have a good time tonight. And I did. So I'm going to leave this one here until the next one. I want you all to go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves, and most importantly, be positive. And I will see you all And then, wait a second. Cat food, water. Oh my gosh, how did I forget that? We gotta go get one more thing. Hopefully the store is still open. Hang on, that's clearly. Still not gonna be enough to numb the pain.